2 KOs in the first of 2 rounds. And there's the right hand lead by Maidana that sticks. Another right hand. Broner goes down for the first time in his career.
He's hurt bad,
and he's hurt. The midway point of this fight. Minute 45 left in the 7th. Another right hand by Maidana.
Oh, the hook got him. The hook got him.
Broner for the second time in the fight.
G5 Jeff TV. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the share button as you come on in. Big shout out to Classic Apparel. Big shout out to the We All From brand. Big shout out to Music Soar. Those are the sponsors of the channel. All the information is in the description box. And follow your boy on Instagram and Twitter at BoxingFirst Now my main man, AB, Adrien the Problem Broner, he put a post up on Instagram. I thought it was worthy of a discussion. I'm going to read to you guys what he said, and then we're going to get right to it. AB said, I just don't get how a UFC fighter can lose multiple fights and still get praised like a king, but boxers take 1 L and everybody scream he's done. Either Dana White does a great job of promoting the fighters, or Showtime have to step it up from the fighter's perspective. Now, that's the reason why I showed the clip in the beginning of this video, Adrien Broner, Chino Maidana, because after Adrien Broner took that loss, everybody was saying Adrien Broner was done. So, to be honest with you, AB has a great point. He has a great point. I mean, UFC guys that are legends, I mean, they be having 5, 6, 7, 8 losses on their record, and they've had bad knockout losses, and they still are looked at like a god inside of the UFC ring. And that's just with mixed martial arts, period. But it's ironic that Adrien Broner made these comments. It's ironic that Adrien Broner made these comments, because the reason why that's the case, the reason why UFC fighters can take multiple losses and still get treated like a king versus boxers taking 1 loss and everybody saying that they're done, is the very person that Adrien Broner tried to pattern his whole career after. Floyd Money Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather's whole career was built off of the O. It was built off of him being undefeated. And as great as Floyd Mayweather Jr. was inside of the ring, he is one of the GOATs. He's not the GOAT in my book, but he's one of the GOATs. But his whole marketing scheme was for him to be the undefeated guy, and people are going to come and watch me because they want to see the other guy take my O. And Floyd Mayweather Jr., with that success, has poisoned so many casual fans' brains to think that you can't recover from taking a loss. And I know Floyd didn't mean that to happen, you know, during his journey, but because of Floyd Mayweather's success and his influence on boxing, yes, the perception was out there like, yo, if you took a loss, like, you was done. Like, this only happens in boxing. Like, this only happens in boxing. Yes, it's unfair. Yes, boxers need to be looked at in a better light. They do need to be looked at more like the MMA guys, you know, after a loss. Like, a loss is not the end of the world. But I just find it very ironic, and I find it very funny that Adrien Broner is the one to pose the question, because the answer to his question is the guy that he tried to mimic his whole career after, and that was Floyd Mayweather. And that's just facts. And as boxing fans, casual fans, hardcore fans, in between, boxing media, boxing hardcores, current boxers, former boxers, trainers, managers, promoters, like we all have to do our part in stopping this from happening in the sport of boxing. Because if a guy takes a loss, like they just get looked at like they trash. Like, and it's not cool. It's not cool at all. Like, one of my favorite fighters of all time is Emmanuel Augustus. And he ended his career 34-30, but he was one of the most talented fighters inside the ring I've ever seen in terms of just pure skill. So losses don't matter to me. But Adrien Broner has a great point. He has a really, really great point. And it is a problem in boxing. It's definitely a problem in boxing. But it's going to take time for that to change. It's going to take time for that to change. I mean, Floyd Mayweather went on such a run inside of the ring. And then you had so many people, so many boxers try to mimic Floyd Mayweather. I mean, even talk like him, act like him, like promote themselves the same way, that there are a lot of boxing fans that are still poisoned by that. Like, it's okay to support a comeback story. It's okay. Like a Erickson Lubin after he lost to Jamel Charlo, like a comeback story is just as good as an undefeated guy. Just as good as an undefeated guy. Like, I'm more intrigued by a Erickson Lubin story after he got knocked out in the first round of his first title fight than a Edgar Berlanga, who was 13-0 with 13 knockouts, and all 13 of his victories was by first round knockout. I'm more interested in the Erickson Lubin story. And that's no knock on Edgar Berlanga. It's just, it doesn't matter what your situation is now. Like, the main thing with Mayweather, he was undefeated, absolutely perfect inside of the ring in terms of a record. And people still question Mayweather. People still say Mayweather a bum. Like, it don't matter what happens in your career. Like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at the end of the day if you got one loss or 10 losses. Manny Pacquiao is one of the greats to ever do it. He has multiple losses. Roy Jones, one of the greats to ever do it, has multiple losses. James Toney, one of the greats to ever do it, has multiple losses. Muhammad Ali, one of the greatest to ever do it, multiple losses. Joe Louis, multiple losses. Like, I can go on and on and on, but there's guys that ended their careers undefeated, and they're not looked at in the same light as guys with multiple losses. So it's just something that we just have to change as boxing fans. I love the sport of boxing, and I love what Adrien Broner said because it's true. It's absolutely true. But Adrien Broner ain't had no choice but to say that, because he's taken multiple losses and he's felt the effects of this in terms of boxers being called bums and just they're done, they're finished after one loss. Like, Adrien Broner had to experience that, but I guarantee you, if Adrien Broner was undefeated, he would not be making that statement. He would not be making that statement at all. But despite that, he has a great point, and I do feel like he is correct. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section. G5 Jeff TV, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Please share this video, support your boy. Support good content at all times. I appreciate y'all. Peace.